So you're all set up for that awesome motorcycle road trip. You're gonna go on a weekend getaway or maybe even a cross-country trip from California all the way to Florida. But the big problem is you have no clue what to bring or how to pack for this big, awesome trip. When it comes to packing your bike, space is not only limited, but carrying too much can be uncomfortable and even unsafe. So in this video, I'm gonna help you learn how to pack light and safe so you can have an awesome time on your trip. Hey everyone, I'm Instructor Cory and I've been a motorcycle safety instructor for many years, teaching thousands of students how to ride motorcycles safely. And today, I'm here to help you. If you want to have a good time on your trip, learning to pack light is essential. This allows you to bring all the necessities without sacrificing any mobility or enjoyment. To make it easy, I broke this guide up into 6 simple steps that you can follow for your next trip. And what's even better, I'm gonna tell you a little story about my friend Sabrina, who just went on a motorcycle trip, had an awesome time, and just made it back and told me all about it. Before she left for her trip, she encountered a similar problem, not knowing what to pack or how to do it. Thankfully, she came to me and I gave her this guide to help her out. She told me about all the different problems she encountered on the road and how my tips helped her every step of the way. So by the end of this video, you'll not only know how Sabrina made it out, but you'll know how to make it too on your next trip. And if you watch this video all the way to the very end, I'll reveal the one secret thing I always bring with me on every motorcycle trip. It is a game changer. When Sabrina first started packing for her trip, hey, you're over there now. Hey, how's it going? When Sabrina first started packing for her trip, she had absolutely no idea what to bring with her. How many pairs of shoes did she need? Did she need a bungee cord or suitcase on the back of her motorcycle? Did she need that hair dryer? How many pairs of underwear do you really need for that weekend getaway? Like I told Sabrina, when packing for your motorcycle trip, you want to prioritize the essentials and take only what you absolutely need. To help you remember this, you want to start off thinking about safety and comfort. When it comes to safety, that means all that protective motorcycle gear that you regularly wear. Helmet, gloves, all that good stuff. Make sure you're fully equipped for hitting the open road. Well, hopefully not literally, don't hit the open road. But if you do, you got the gear on, When it comes to comfort, you want to think about clothing that's not only functional, but minimal. You want to pack versatile pieces of clothing that you can layer, such as moisture-wicking shirts, lightweight jackets, and thermal underlayers. Love me some of that thermal underwear. Whether you're riding in hot or cold temperatures, during a road trip, temperatures can fluctuate pretty rapidly on you. So it's good to have extra clothing options to keep your body temperature in a good spot while you're riding along. Now, even though Sabrina wanted to take like 20 pairs of underwear and 15 pairs of socks, I don't really know how that works, but I told her that just 1 or 2 pairs of pants would suffice, as well as a few changes of socks and underwear. Just to keep things fresh, you know? If you have the option, and to help things from getting too funky during your road trip, consider bringing quick-drying, packable materials to make laundry on your trip even easier. Good little tip is to bring a plastic grocery bag and throw your dirty stuff in there so you can keep it separate from all your clean stuff. Along with your safety gear and some good clothing, you want to bring a compact-sized travel kit with you. This will have all the toiletries and essentials you need. Sunscreen, medication, band-aids. Remember, you don't need to bring that full bottle of shampoo with you, Sabrina. Just that little travel-sized bottle will be plenty to get you through your trip. So now that Sabrina had the essentials Hey, where'd you... Hey, you're over there now. All right, so now Sabrina had all the essentials picked out for her trip, but her next problem was, were there any other items she should bring along? She was really trying to get those extra pairs of underwear in, I could tell. To help save space on her trip, I advised Sabrina to use items that she could use for multiple purposes. A good example of this is a sturdy pair of riding boots that can double for your casual footwear when you're off the bike as well. That way you don't have to bring those 5 different pairs of shoes, Sabrina. Another great example of this is a neck gaiter. Now this here is actually a microfiber cloth, but let's just pretend it's a neck gaiter. Not only can this awesome miniature neck gaiter provide warmth when it's cold, but if you have it covering the back of your neck as well, it can also shield you from the sun while riding along, or it can even serve as a makeshift face cover. Thing spells kind of weird. You know, in case you need to rob a 7-Eleven so you can have enough money to make it back home on your motorcycle trip. Don't do that. Sabrina also mentioned that she was considering going camping on this trip, which brings up another great question. Do you plan on camping during your trip? If so, look for lightweight, multifunctional gear, such as a sleeping bag that compresses into a small pack, or a camping stove that doubles as storage for utensils. Another great idea is something like a Swiss Army knife or other multi-tool that's very handy and takes up very little space. Alright, cool, so Sabrina was starting to figure it out. Hey, there you are. Sabrina was starting to figure it out now as far as the items she needed to bring on her motorcycle trip. But the next problem she had was, what do I put all this stuff in? Now, I mentioned earlier that she was considering putting her suitcase on the back of her bike strapped on by bungee cords. This is a terrible idea. So, what is the right luggage to bring on a motorcycle trip? Well, the answer here really depends on how much of this you got. If you're like me, you better start collecting those plastic grocery bags. But if you do have the financial resources, consider investing in some quality motorcycle luggage. This is key to helping you pack light on your trip. You can get different options like saddle bags, tank bags, or even tail bags, depending on what you like. Maybe even go for all of them. These are all great options and they're designed to maximize storage without affecting your balance or the aerodynamics of your bike. If you can get some of this luggage in a waterproof option, even better. This will not only help keep all your belongings dry and dust free, but it'll help keep things better organized as well during your trip. And another huge tip that I gave to Sabrina that she thanked me for later was to bring something called packing cubes. These will help to compartmentalize your items and keep them organized during your trip for easy access of what you need. When it comes to any clothing that you decide to bring, make sure you roll that stuff up instead of fold it. This will really help you save some space. And if you're bringing any of those little toiletries along, make sure and stuff them into pouches so they can fit into tighter spaces. Usually if you buy that little travel kit that has everything, it's already in a little zipped up compartment. Just stuff that thing somewhere in the crevice. Now, even with the right luggage picked out, Sabrina still needed to learn how to pack efficiently to make the most out of it. Remember, space is at a premium, so every inch of your luggage counts. If you're planning on taking any heavier items on your trip, like some tools or spare parts, which is a great idea by the way, it's good to put those items lower in your luggage to maintain your bike's center of gravity. And if you end up rocking a tank bag, saddle bags, or even a tail bag, or maybe all of them at once, you want to make sure and distribute the weight of your items evenly between all of those different luggage options to ensure stability while riding. And if you're thinking about going on a little bit longer of a trip, it's a great idea to plan for regular laundry stops along the way. This will help reduce the amount of clothes that you need to bring in the first place, and it'll keep all your luggage from getting too funky when traveling around with a bunch of dirty clothes for too long. And if you're thinking about going camping like Sabrina was considering, it's a great idea to attach any lightweight gear to your bike using good quality straps. Stay away from bungee cords as they can come unhooked, get caught up in your wheels, and kill you. And even when using those high quality straps to secure your load, ensure there is nothing loose and there's no dangling straps that could get caught up in your chain, belt, wheels, or any other moving parts. Alright, so Sabrina was really getting... You keep moving around on me. I guess you're getting excited for your motorcycle trip, huh? As I was saying, Sabrina was really getting the hang of this now. Not only did she have all her gear and luggage, but she had figured out how to pack it the most efficient way possible. But the next problem she faced was she felt like there were some items that she should always carry on her person. And to that, I say, okay. Certain items should always be within reach. Store things like your wallet, phone, pocket knife, and even any travel documents in an easily accessible tank bag or jacket pocket. Just make sure that it's waterproof. You don't want your hotel reservations or your directions to turn into a soupy mess inside your pocket if it starts downpouring on you. It's also a really good idea to bring any snacks, water bottle, or a small basic first aid kit with you. Keep that stuff within reach at all times. That way you can access it easily during pit stops, pulling off to the side of the road, or even as you're riding down the road, taking a drink of water, having a little snack, as some of those veteran road trippers will tell you. Speaking of water, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. As I do, feel free to smash that like button.
I think my toe's bleeding.
Are there any other super essential items that you like to make sure and have on your person at all times? Leave them in the comments below and let us know what they are. For me, it's definitely a pair of these. Aha! I knew you were gonna be over here. What? You guys are nuts.
Or maybe it's just me.
Alright, so now Sabrina knew where to put all the essential items so she could always have access to them. But she still had one big problem for this motorcycle trip. She wasn't exactly sure which route she was going to take to get to her destination. And this is a very important question to answer because the type of route you're going to take will influence your packing decisions on your bike. And when trying to come up with a solution to Sabrina's problem, I encountered a problem of my own. One that I'm gonna need your help with. We'll take care of Sabrina's problem first, cause I'm a nice guy. I asked her to consider some things to help her make this decision and solve this problem. If you're riding through areas with any unpredictable weather, it's a great idea to pack some lightweight rain gear to help keep you dry. Or you could even bring a waterproof shell. If you're going on a little more long distance of a trip and you might be traveling through some remote areas, it's absolutely essential to bring some basic repair tools, a tire patch kit, and even some extra gas. I've ran out of gas a lot on my motorcycle adventures, and just having a few extra gallons could be the difference between walking for the next several hours. So I told Sabrina that she should research her route ahead of time. I'm sorry, I can't do it. We gotta solve my problem first. It's driving me nuts. You tell me, which is it? Are you gonna go take the scenic route, or are you gonna get your kicks on Route 66? Let me know down in the comments. I really need your help on this one. How do you like to pronounce it? Okay, back to Sabrina's problem. Make sure you research your route ahead of time. This will help you determine what to take and what you can leave behind. And in the event you do forget something or get out on the road and realize you absolutely need this, there's a good chance you'll be able to stop and pick it up along the way, as opposed to overloading your bike and never touching that stuff for the entire trip. And in the interest of safety, it's a great idea to map out the route you're gonna take on your motorcycle trip, not only so you know where you're going and what you might encounter, but so that you can leave an itinerary behind for somebody else who loves or cares about you, if you have somebody like that in your life. This can be very important in case you end up in sort of hills have eyes situation and they need to come rescue you.
It puts the lotion in the basket. Put the lotion in the basket.
Seriously though, let somebody know where you're going, what route you're gonna take, and when you expect to be back. That way they at least have an idea of where to start looking for you if you don't show up. Did you ever see that movie where the dude fell hiking and had to cut his own arm off and all that? So in conclusion, motorcycle trips are awesome. Sabrina had a rockin' time on her trip. Everything went great. And now with this guide in your pocket, you'll be able to have an awesome motorcycle trip too. Oh yeah, and for anybody who was paying attention in the beginning, I told you if you made it all the way to the very end, I'd reveal my one secret item I always bring with me on every motorcycle trip. Well, here it is. This is the one thing I always make sure and bring every time I ride a motorcycle and every trip I go on. That way I can make sure and be smooth like peanut butter, baby. Yeah! But what if you did map out the route you're gonna take on your motorcycle trip and you realize it's gonna take you on some highways, but you're not feeling quite ready for that yet on your motorcycle? Well, then watch this video next where I give you 10 highway hacks that I wish I knew on my first motorcycle trip. Yeah, yeah, yeah.